Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the recovery addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughened him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
This is the next search on February 28, 2020, 7:44 p.m. How, does the FBI find people, and people misspelled P-E-O-O-P-L-E?
I object.
Did the defendant find out how the FBI finds people in this case? Or she found out?
Because he's the guy. What more do you need to see?
Alrighty. Welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the recovery addict. We're going to be getting the Bryan Kohberger case hearing very, very soon. I have to, first of all, say a big shout out to Selena K. First in chat. It's been a bit, but you're back. Selena, congratulations. First in chat. We're going to sentence you with internet ownership. Internet ownership. It's all you. Congratulations. This is a little tiny bit hot. I'm a little hot here. Check 1, 2. Check. Is that a little better? Turn my volume down just one notch. All right, we are. I think everyone. The seats are working. We're good. We're good there. After we had that defendant, Mr. Madden, complain about not having a shower, I'm like, I just need another shower. I feel dirty for him. So I had another shower during lunch. I'm like, I'm clean. So there we go. So I feel fresh. I even got a shave. Got a shave in. It was a little rough, a little rushed. So I might have missed a spot. If you see something, let me know. I'll zoom in on the big screen here so you can. I did okay. It's a mediocre job at best. Let's see. Hello, welcome, Mackenzie from Oregon. Good to have you here.
A video of roaches fighting. I don't know who won.
Let me tell you what's happening in Idaho. Boom. This is happening in Idaho. Looks like this. And Selena, congratulations. The internet's all yours. You're the winner today. Wonderful, wonderful. You got the internet for the rest of the day. So don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. All right. Super source. We need something other than 3. Just getting everything in all my ducks in a row. We're live streaming a clean feed over on the Top Mark Media channel. So we'll preserve this for all posterity.
If they didn't, I would lose my mind.
And I'll be running commentary on this side. So if you prefer not to hear me, well, you're probably on the wrong channel. But, that what it may. Now, I don't think I need anything on this. Let me shut this one down. I might watch Young Dolph Verdict Watch on that other channel. All right, court will be beginning soon, so we'll be right here. We'll keep an eye on that and let you know just as soon as something develops. Ola's like, now I want a shower. Now I want a shower. Sadly, most of you in Florida are going to get one if you aren't already. It is raining. It's buckets. It's tipping buckets down over there. So please stay safe. It is podcast night. It is. I'm super excited. Let's see. That one's going. We've got audio. We're good there. We have audio on 2. Yes. All right. All right. Okay. What else do we need? I'm forgetting something. Oh, yes. Right over here. The replay machine. We've got to get that lined up. We just started a new replay. Is it 3, 4, 5, or 6? I'll stop and start again. Hyperdeck record files. I've got 1, 2, and 3. Stop and start again. can't see where my file is. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, there's 4. Okay, we've got 4. Change the frame rate. All right, we have replay set up now, so we can do replays of anything that happens in slow motion if needed. Podcast tonight, Melissa, thank you very much. Melissa, how are you doing? How are you and yours? Please hope, well, you're in all of our thoughts. Your family is, and please report good news, because that's all we want for you. Our poor banana trees. Oh, my goodness. Bananas grow on trees, Melissa? Banana tree? I thought they grew on stands. Like you go to the fruit stand, that's where the bananas grow. But all right. Denise says, in case you don't see me, I'm right behind him. Denise Feldman Ursuland is our court watcher. We might have some more. I know there's some people who are interested in going to the Bryan Kohberger trial, which is what we're going to be looking at here in just a little bit. She was number 2 in the courtroom, so basically she got to pick anywhere. And she said, well, let's see, no on the defendant's seat, no on the prosecutor, no on the defense attorney. I'll sit here in the back. So right behind Bryan Kohberger, depending on where the cameras are. We might get a good view of Denise as well. And she promises not to do anything embarrassing while she's there. I already thought bananas came from cow udders. No. Banana stands, fruit stands. All right. We're waiting. I don't know when they're going to give us a feed, but this is the new system. I do not have the burner phone. Don't call yet. I don't have the burner phone. Mrs. R.A. has it, and she does a horrible job answering it when she's busy, which is actually a good thing because she's driving. So don't call right now. Maybe in just a little bit we'll suit and shackles. Suit and shackles. Is that a thing? It's like, yeah, I'll wear the suit and shackles today. That would be great. All I've seen is the confession in Ohio, so I'll be on the replay crew, says Melissa. That was a big part of it. That was crazy. Who is the new judge? Is it Hippler? I think, is Hippler the name of the new judge? Melissa, hold tight for just a minute on the call. I'll tell you when I have the burner phone back. She's just running to the grocery store, and she needs my phone because that's where the order's placed on to tell them that she's arrived. I'll call Mrs. R.A. and tell her about your lack of fruit origin. Denise, whatever you do, don't vacuum in the court, okay? Don't vacuum. Judges hate noise in the court, and even if you're really quiet, don't vacuum. Judges, not a big fan of vacuums. The image we have for this trial, for this live stream, uses Bryan Kohberger's new mugshot, which is almost a GQ shot with a rough, rough facial, scruffy facial hair, high definition. This is not like your average driver's license photo. This is the jail going GQ on their photography, but that's his new photo. That's what he looked like when he was transferred to Ada County, which is the new county where the trial's been moved to from Latah County, and we have a new judge. And the new judge has rescinded every order about live stream, about restreaming, about filming. All the media orders are basically rescinded, and so it's just start over from scratch. The same as Daybell is where we're at right now. So we've checked in with news organizations up there with Denise and everything, and found out that yes, it's just going to be restream the YouTube channel unless the judge changes things, which he might do. This is a tornado close to Raleigh. Don't say that. Don't say that. We don't need. I mean, Raleigh's far away, so I'm probably safe. But we had a tornado yesterday as well in North Carolina, in Rutherford, wherever that is. All right. Okay, we have audio set up. Let me reset all of our audio feeds to make it just as clean as can be. We'll adjust as needed once it begins. Hopefully, the thing I'm really excited about Ada County is they do a lot of court streaming. So if we need to have a court handle it, I'd like one that is sort of experienced with that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get good views, good audio, and just a good quality stream altogether. Okay, super source there. Oh, let's see. Let's change super source box 3 to 2. Is that right? Box 2 to 2. Why is it not working? Oh, box 4 to 2. There we go. 4 to 2. We don't have a counter for this, so I'll turn that off. Let's just do a standard box 4. Okay. There we go. All right. Now, if I need to, I can bring in a verdict watch on We're all good. We're all good. All right. Let's see. Cervera trial. Which one's the Cervera trial? Is that the military wife? Is death penalty still on the table? It is. Count the zooms on Brian's. Is it BL's or B? I think you mean BK. BK's face. Oh, there it is. BK's face. Tash, welcome. Just watching Hannah's hearing. Thank you, Selena. We've got that up on the Top Market Media channel because they pull it down a lot of times, so it's preserved over there for you. It's getting windy in Indy. Well, pretty much all the Southwest right now is pretty windy. So Indy is a little further north, but it's good. Military is Bree Kuhn. I don't know where Cervera is. Okay. I was wondering how the BL family is doing. Has there been any statement or appearances? Is everyone saying BL or BK? Are you talking Bryan Kohberger? They've been very quiet. Navy's off till tomorrow. Welcome, 80s. I see you sneaking in here. Ola says, I'm confused about the hearing. What are we expecting from it? Because there was a change of venue, all the scheduling dates that were set by Judge were the dates that he was available and his courtroom was available and the lawyers were available there. I imagine the lawyer availability probably isn't going to change a ton, but we've now got a new courtroom that has an existing docket. We might have this change of venue might have pushed things out again. Now, they don't want that, but some of the reason they wanted it to be in the summer in Latah County was because of the school kids and stuff that come in. That might not be as big an issue in Boise. They can handle the influx of something like that and a large trial at the same time. So we might be into fall for the trial. So we're looking for dates. We're also looking for new orders from the judge as far as going forward. Going offline back when the hearing's over. All right, Denise, hang in there. I'm excited. It should start here. Well, right now is the time. We're straight up. We'll see how prompt they are. Turn that one off. This one's on. Reset all volumes. Okay, we have a feed. Well, it's a better picture. Denise is cropped just a little bit out of the picture because it cuts off her head, but she's seated right behind.
All right, just a now session with Judge Hippler.
Tell me that's not happening the whole time. Is that their feed or mine?
All right. Good afternoon. This is Bryan Kohberger. I want to go over the appearances this afternoon on behalf of the state. Would state attorneys please represent themselves for the record?
Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Bill Thompson. I'm the Latah County prosecutor. This is Ashley Jennings. She's my senior deputy. And then we have Mr. Nye and Ms. Beatty from the Attorney General's office. And then we have victim support staff with us.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Defense?
Ann Taylor, attorney for Bryan Kohberger. Elisa Massa, and Jay Logston, counsel for Mr. Kohberger as well.
Thank you. All right. I'd like to tell you I'm happy to be here, but why start with an untruth? I am accepting of my responsibility to be here. I want to go over with you some expectations of mine, given that I don't think any of you, other than Ms. Massoth, have appeared in front of me before. When you file memorandums of law, briefs, etc., please provide a Word copy by email to my staff attorney. After today's hearing, you may get that from staff here today. Today, I know there was an issue that was brought up with respect to Mr. Kohberger's attire for today. I did issue an order yesterday permitting him to appear in civilian clothes for this hearing only. That is a matter in terms of future hearings that we will take up in a closed hearing the day of, but in advance of whatever our next hearing date will be.
Closed hearing.
My intention will be that Mr. Kohberger will not be present for that hearing because part of what we will be discussing are security measures, and I expect to hear from the transport deputies and the bailiffs regarding security issues that they want to address or that I have questions for them about, so that I can make an appropriate ruling in terms of his appearance here, but weighing that not just against, of course, his rights, but also against the needs of security in this case. I do expect, as it probably will come to no surprise to you, for you all to get along. I understand the stakes in this case are as high as they can possibly be in any case, but you are professionals. You have taken oaths, both as of officers within your jurisdictions, but also as attorneys before this bar. So I expect at all times for you to remain civil to one another, that you not engage in personal attacks, ad hominem attacks, that you not engage in theatrics, not misstate the facts or the law to the court, and that when you cite arguments in your briefs, if there is contradictory precedent, I expect to see that. I appreciate in advance what should go without saying that I've just said in terms of your responsibilities, but again, I just want to highlight that because I understand when the stakes are high, sometimes victory seems to be the objective when our first objective is to conform to the oaths that we've taken as members of the bar, as officers of this court. All right. I do have some matters with respect to scheduling that I want to go over today, but before I do that, I'd like to hear from you with respect to the matters that you either need to make me aware of or want to make me aware of. The other thing before I do that, though, I do know that Judge had entered a non-dissemination order. That still remains in place. And unless I, for some reason, remove that order, it will stay in place, and I expect it to be religiously adhered to by all parties, counsel, victims, counsel for the victims, and I will not tolerate violations of that.
That's a gag order.
Likewise, I know that much of the evidence in this case has been subject to orders sealing under that dissemination order or otherwise have been sealed by the court. I likewise expect everyone that has access to that information, whether it's sealed documents or information in sealed hearings or the information itself in the documents, to adhere to the confidentiality expected as it relates to those. Okay. That's my one and only lecture for you for the remainder of this case.
Yeah.
With that,
Gotta dress
let
him
me hear
down.
from you. We'll start with counsel for the state.
Your Honor, I don't know that we have specific questions we want to propose today. We're looking forward to hearing the scheduling. I think that's going to drive, for us, particularly the distance involved, any questions that we may have. I appreciate what you've already mentioned to us, and we will certainly honor all of that. Thank you, sir.
Taylor?
Thank you, Your Honor. There are a few issues that I wanted to make the court aware of as the court decides on the scheduling order. We want the court to know that our team has been working towards the June of 2025 trial date that had been issued by Judge in the case. But in candor to the court, I need to let the court know some issues that have come up that we face that causes me concern. First, I think the court's probably aware of the vast amount of discovery that's been exchanged in the case by reviewing the record. But since August, we have received about 398 gigabytes of new information, and I can tell the court that nobody on the team has read every bit of that yet. So there's a vast amount of discovery to continue to go through, and I wanted the court to be aware of that. The second thing is that during the course of this case, we had an expert that we were working with, and that expert passed away. We have been able to refill that role, to have a new expert to do the work that that expert was hired to do, but we are not progressed to the point that I'd hoped to be through no fault of the new expert. The court should be aware of that as well. And last, as the court is very well aware, the system of delivering public defense is changing next week. As appointed counsel in the case, I do not have a contract yet. Nobody on my team is under contract for this case. I'm concerned about what that means, and I thought the court should be aware. Further, we have been able to access funding to help us prepare this case through Idaho Criminal Rule 12.2. At the current time, we're working with about 25 experts and investigators to prepare the case. I don't know if 12.2 will continue to be the way to get funding for those experts and investigators, or if that's changing. And I thought the court should know those things. Thank you.
That's a bombshell.
Thank you.
She might not be his lawyer next week.
So I am hopeful that Mr. Fredrickson will ensure that a contract is available for you and your team next week. I have no control over that, of course, other than to, as it relates to who I permit to withdraw from this case or not withdraw from this case. As to 12.2 funding, my understanding is, and I've had a discussion with Judge Munson, who has been serving, as I understand it, as what we refer to as the money judge. I've asked him to remain in that capacity at least through the transition to the state public defense system in next week on October 1. My understanding is, and perhaps I will come to find out something different, but that once it goes to that system, 12.2, as it relates to public defense funded attorneys on contract seeking 12.2 funding, that's no longer a thing. That would come through the state public defense budget, essentially. I guess we'll find out if that becomes a problem down the road, but that's my understanding, because that whole system that 12.2 is based upon is coming to an end. So, given your statement about the trial date, my proposal to move this case forward into May is probably not going to land well with you, but that's what I wanted to talk about, is the timing of the trial. I'm concerned with a trial as currently set for a number of reasons, but first I want to find out from you, as you sit here today, what that trial looks like in terms of the number of weeks of trial, starting from after a jury is selected through the end of the evidence and before any potential sentencing phase. So what are your estimates of that?
Your Honor, I think it would be a fair estimate based on what we know at this point to have a month and a half or perhaps a bit more just for the evidence for the guilt phase of the trial. I say that knowing...
Is that just your evidence, or does that include defense evidence?
Well, I was just getting ready to say, I say that understanding or acknowledging that Ms. Taylor has estimated 2 to 3 months total. I do not know, we do not know what the defense has in mind for their case right now, so all I can speak to is what we anticipate for ourselves. But I would think the state's evidence in chief should be able to come in a month and a half or so.
Okay. Ms. Taylor?
Your Honor, we estimate 4 weeks for the defense portion of the trial case.
Of the guilt phase?
Yes, Your Honor.
So 10 weeks.
And how long on the sentencing phase?
In terms of if there is a penalty phase, should the defendant be convicted of one of the statutory qualifying offenses, how long do we estimate the penalty phase being?
Your Honor, from the state's perspective, I believe we're going to be relying heavily on the evidence that's introduced during the guilt phase, and that the additional evidence that would be brought in, unless there's something we learned from the defense about their experts, is probably would take no more than a week.
Taylor?
A week on the penalty
Your Honor, I would
phase.
estimate 2 weeks for that part of any trial.
That's
For our evidence.
For your evidence?
Yes.
That's another month nearly. So 3 weeks just on the penalty phase, if he's convicted. 3 months and 3 weeks total if convicted.
Okay. So my concern, because this trial is currently set to begin June 2nd and end approximately August 31st, is having it set to run the entire course of the summer, I think we will find to be difficult on jurors in particular. Jurors who may have children who are out of school in terms of being able to spend time, go on vacations with them, et cetera. That's one concern. The second concern is with school that typically starts in mid to late August, and jurors or parents who may have kids going off to school, the timing of that through August. And that's my primary concern about that time frame. I had 2 proposals. One was to start the trial in the evidence portion of the trial the first week of May, and the other would be to start the evidence in early September.
Oh.
I'd like your thoughts on this.
Whoa. Move it up or move it way back? No one wants to go
I'm
first.
not saying I'm have or necessarily will vacate the June trial date, but I want to look at alternatives here because I am concerned about that spread that takes the entirety of the summer.
And we hear you, Your Honor. By way of history, the summer, we advocated for that in Latah County because the courthouse is right across from the high school and the summer would have the students gone.
We talked about this.
If we were looking at the other 2 choices, we would propose May.
Sooner, a defense is going to say no. There's just too much data.
Yeah.
There's too much evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We can't get ready.
Your Honor, I would have to advocate for September at this point, based on the 3 reasons that I gave the court before.
Way too much evidence.
So I'm not going to worry about the public defense change because I think that will take care of itself. The one thing that you brought up the most, I mean, I understand there's a lot of evidence, but you know, May is not tomorrow. May is many months away. So the one that concerns me that you brought up is your expert. And I'm not asking you necessarily to give away any secrets prematurely that you may have in terms of defense strategy, but Can you help me understand this expert, if you're able to, and what their role is and what the prospects are?
The judge's mic is so clear. I'm loving
Your
it.
Honor, it's really difficult to tell you much about the expert without giving away a lot. I can tell you that this is a very necessary expert for us to have on board. We've been able to find somebody to fill the role. I'm confident in the person that will fill the role. There just hasn't been enough time to get the work accomplished yet. I know that that doesn't tell the court a whole lot more than what I said before, but I really feel that that would disclose too much for me to say more. I could do so on an ex parte basis or with Judge Monson, our resource judge, but not in a public setting.
I understand.
They don't want to divulge. They don't want to lay out their cards and say, this is what we're
Do
holding.
you anticipate being able to fulfill your obligations for your current expert disclosure deadline that was set by Judge?
No, not with a lot of confidence. I think that the work is going to take longer than to meet that deadline. I think if we met that deadline, I would have additional information that I would want to be able to present, and maybe I would have been stopped from that with that deadline.
Okay, she's pushing as hard as she can to get an extension. On 3 fronts now she's addressed.
So I don't have a motion to extend that date, obviously, and with the changes that occurred, I understand why you didn't file one out of the box, but the deadline, I think, is January 6th, something like that, if I'm not mistaken, for experts on the defense side.
That's one of our deadlines, Your Honor, yes.
I guess
I can zoom in now.
does the state have anything to say in response?
Not knowing the details of the challenges Ms. Taylor and her team are facing, I don't really know how to respond further, Your Honor.
What do you think is a realistic deadline for you to be able to disclose your experts for everything? I'm assuming it was January, all save that one expert. But with respect to the expert you had to replace, when do you think you could disclose consistent with the scheduling order?
Other than the expert that had to be replaced, Your Honor, there were 2 separate deadlines. One was for trial experts and one was for mitigation experts. And I believe that I can make that deadline other than that one expert.
Can you tell me if the one expert is a mitigation or a trial expert?
A mitigation expert, Your Honor.
Ooh. Mitigation, that
And what do you
means-
think you need for that mitigation expert in terms of a deadline? That mitigation deadline was,
I believe it was March. I don't recall the exact date.
yeah, so that's a long time from now. So, I have a lot of questions, but I'm hesitant to ask you the questions because I'm sure you're not in a position to answer them currently, given the forum. So, but March is a long time from now.
Judge is holding, he's still pushing for that May. He wants it in May.
Your Honor, the time passes very rapidly, and I appreciate the court not asking questions I can't answer. I think if I had an end of April deadline for that one witness, I think we could make that deadline.
Then why would you not be ready for court in May to start if you're going 3 months? That means he's going to hold May. It's a mitigation expert, so he's used during the punishment phase. She's a court-appointed public defender, but she is like top class, expert attorney.
So
death penalty
understanding
certified.
this is a mitigation expert, Thompson, how concerned are you about getting that disclosure closer to trial?
Thompson is Santa Claus there.
Closer to trial is somewhat relative. The end of April sounds like it would be on the eve of trial from the date the court is proposing. I think that would be, I'm not sure that would be realistic. And again, I'm not in a position to second guess
Sure.
What Ms. Taylor and her team are representing to the court. She had told us some time back that one of her experts had some health issues, and I think that she did tell us that that person had passed away and they were working on a replacement. If we're looking at a mitigation disclosure at the end of April, I don't know that we could be ready with all the final trial preparation for a May trial. I hate to say that. I feel like I'm cutting my own throat in a sense, but that's realistic.
That's a terrible analogy right now. Terrible analogy.
Well, I can do one of two things. I can set a separate hearing ex parte to explore this further, but I frankly don't know how far that's going to get me. I mean, I can set a date, and my experience tells me that date will be complied with regardless, right? 24 hours in a day, but if you use enough of those hours, enough days in a row, you get it done if you have to. At the same time, I don't want to put unrealistic deadlines. And so I can do that. I can have an ex parte hearing, or we can go ahead and reserve September. I will throw it to you, Mr. Thompson, is what you want, what you would advocate for.
Your Honor, could I have just a moment?
So ex parte would be without Mr. Thompson. Basically, he would meet with Ann Kohberger, or not Ann, with Ann, who's Kohberger's attorney.
Your Honor, we would trust the court to do the ex parte hearing, see what's there, and make the best decision, and tell us what the expectations are.
Well, do you want to do that later today, or do you want to do it tomorrow?
Let's do it now.
You need more time? You want to come back next week?
Make it happen.
Your Honor, I had planned to leave town today. I have other case-related obligations tomorrow. I could do it as soon as this hearing's over if the court has time, or I can come back next week at the court's convenience.
Now. Do it now, Judge. Take
We'll
control
probably
here.
be finished in here by 3 if we were to do it immediately after. Are you comfortable with that? Does that give you enough time to get to the airport?
Yes, I believe it will, Your Honor.
Yep. Bingo.
All right. Well,
The judge is driving the show.
We'll
I
give
love
that
it.
a shot. All right. If I move this one way or the other, I will adjust the various deadlines that are in here. I won't adjust the next deadline that you have, understanding that you may be already committed to it, which I think is the motions related to the defense's motion regarding the death penalty, if I'm not mistaken. Is that the next set of hearings that we have?
Those are now scheduled.
I believe that our briefs are due the 10th of next month, with the hearing later this fall and a reply brief deadline for the defense. And we are on track to meet those deadlines, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, you were saying, counsel?
Your Honor, I'm guessing the court has received our motions already. I believe we were set for November the 7th.
I think the state's deadline for discovery has passed. Has the state complied with its discovery obligations, including those outlined in Judge's last order and other orders?
We have, Your Honor, and in fact, Ms. Jennings prepared a lengthy summary of all the discovery that was filed with the Latah County Court when our discovery deadline hit. It is lengthy, but there's a lot of discovery.
Sure.
We recognize that...
How much of the would you say 300 gigabytes?
398 since August 13th.
How much of that is new information?
Ms. Jennings could speak to that.
Ms. Jennings, can you speak to that?
Your Honor, the defense was given, and I'm not sure if this is what they're referencing, but they were given a copy of the OneDrive from the FBI. Most of that was cumulative discovery that they had already received in another fashion. I'm sure there were portions of it that was new information. I've not calculated how much of that was new. So I can only rely on Ms. Taylor's, what she's represented to the court on that.
Cumulative means it was probably
Well, I don't
contained
think she
other
knows
places
because
as
it doesn't
well.
sound like she's looked at it yet.
Not all of it, Judge.
Okay.
All of it's new to me.
All right. Well, I will talk when we're finished here with Ms. Taylor without the state present in a closed hearing. What else do we need to talk about today, or do you want to talk about today?
What are your interests, Judge? Hobbies? Family? Tell us a little about you.
Nothing comes to mind right now, Judge. I know that there will be plenty of opportunity for other discussions. As far as your meeting with defense ex parte, do you want the state for any reason to stay around, or would you like us to get on the road back to Moscow?
Are you flying or driving?
Driving.
Okay. Well, why don't you hang around just in case we need to, if I'm able to make a decision based on that, I can inform you what that is at least.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
From the defense?
Anything further, other than your your motions regarding the death penalty, do you have any outstanding motions and the motion as it relates to Mr. Kohberger's attire?
Your Honor, there's no outstanding motions right now. I do anticipate filing several motions in the motion to compel deadline. As far as discovery goes, I anticipate there may be some follow-up motions. I, of course, will first try to speak with the prosecutor to resolve those.
Good. Look like you're playing nice, even though they've been a little nasty.
I think you will find I'm probably more inclined to hear things more quickly than you're perhaps accustomed to in this case.
I love it.
So just be aware of that. It'd probably be more along the usual, 14-day timeline with respect to motions. If there's a lot that needs to be done with respect to them, we can talk about that, but, okay.
On that point, Your Honor, as you can see, they're a multifaceted team. And on motions, we try to assign them to specific attorneys. On various motions, would it be acceptable to the court for those attorneys who are not actively arguing the motions to be able to participate remotely? Or would you like us to be present? We're happy to do either.
I'm fine with that. I just prefer those that are going to be arguing to be here, just because it makes it easier to have that dialogue. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
The others, if they want to appear remotely, that's fine.
Thank you.
And same for defense as well, depending on what defense wants to do. Okay. All right. Then if there's nothing else this morning or this afternoon, I guess we will be adjourned and have a discussion in a few minutes. All right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Back in a few minutes once the courtroom is cleared.
They will clear the courtroom. The court will not resume shortly. It's not. That's wrong. Court is over for the day. They will resume without us there. So let me tell you, let me break this down just a little bit. First of all, this judge just laid down the law and said, I don't know what you're used to or how you're used to the courtrooms working, but let me tell you how it will work here. First of all, I don't want to be here. I'm not going to say happy to be here. I'm fulfilling my obligation, and because of that, he's like, I'm stern. I'm not happy. I'm not going to, smile at everybody. This is the rules. And he says, work together, be professional. I expect this. If you're going to make it a motion, you need to have a written motion, and if there is contrary case law, include that in your motion. Do your homework. Don't present something and hide the fact that 3 years ago the Supreme Court ruled the other way on this very issue. So he's not going to be playing games. He's not going to go with all the drama that we've seen a little bit of before. And we saw both sides just be, yes, Your Honor, yes, Your Honor, we'll do that, yes, Your Honor, whatever you'd like. So neither side wants to push that boundary quite yet, as they get a feel for this new judge who they may not have any experience with. But the defense, their main thing is they want to delay, right? Defense is always about delaying, because in some cases it's delaying the inevitable, which they might think that's the case here. But they're trying to delay. They're saying, look how much data we have, Judge. It's going to take forever for us to read it. We just got some more this last month. We're like 400 gigabytes of data. And so delay trial. Yeah, we were going to start on time. We're not even going to make that deadline, Judge. We can't even make the deadline to object on some of the material that just came in because we haven't had time to look at it. So they've got all these delay tactics. The state on the other side says, we're ready now. We've got plenty of time. Don't push any of these dates out. Judge Hippler is all about, let's do it now. His preference is a May start time. Now, he has not made a decision yet on the court date. It was going to be in June. So bump it up a month, make it a little sooner, and then you get a little bit of, I guess, tail end of the summer for somebody, and it's going to go all the way over summer for everybody. But the schedule as it goes, it's going to take roughly 3 months of trial for the trial, the evidentiary phase. Then in the sentencing phase, if he is convicted, it starts again. The state has a week's worth of evidence. Defense has 2 weeks of mitigation evidence, and then there would be deliberation once again for the sentence. So it's going to be a long, long trial. If you add a couple days of deliberation, we can easily get to 4 months here, and that would not be unreasonable in any way. So, all right, it's going to be a long trial. It's the whole summer. Before the judge makes the decision, though, and he might make this order in a written motion. We'll have to watch the docket for this. He's meeting with Kohberger's team ex parte, which means the other parte is not there. Think of like Xing out one party. The judge will be there. Defense team will be there. Kohberger might be there. But none of the audience will be there. The defense is not there because they have to talk about things that are sort of sensitive. It's like talking to the referee about your cards in your Uno game, saying, well, this is what I have, and this is what our play is going to be. You don't want the other side to know that, and the judge promises not to tell the other side what's going on. So you're saying, look, you're sort of playing your hand early. Prosecution is not going to be there. So they're going to hang tight in case the judge needs them again. I don't think he will. They're going to be driving back to Latah County. Ms. Taylor is going to be flying out to do whatever she's doing, but they have an expert witness who is part of the mitigation side. So that's phase 2 of the trial. If he's convicted, they think it's crucial to the case. It's crucial because they think he might be convicted on this one. And he's going to testify, or he or she. They had one that was going to fill this role, and they were sick. I don't know if it was he or she, and they passed away. They had to find a replacement expert witness to fill that same slot, and they've been able to do that. That delay is what the judge was sensitive to, and saying, all right, we'll give you, I understand you'll need a little bit more time, okay? That's something that's outside of your control. Your expert died. So they were a little bit more forgiving on the time schedule that way, and saying, currently your deadline was March for that expert witness. And she said, well, I could honestly, if we move the deadline 1 month forward to April, I'd be able to meet that. Well, the trial starts in May, so that would be the eve of trial. You'd be turning over this information to the defense, which makes them have to work on that as they're also prosecuting the case. State was not the prosecution did not like that very much, but I think that's the way it's going to go. The judge will make him work with that. So, oh my goodness. They're in a county called Ada in Boise, which is big city, capital of Idaho, right? I think it is. State capital. I think it's the state capital. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Boise. Not Boise. Boise, Idaho. I'm excited. I like what I see already. First of all, on the tech side, this court's audio system is spot on. We have, we can zoom in again. So on our replays, when we're watching court like this, we can we can zoom in and see a little bit better what's happening. Let me go faster. Yeah, we've got tons of stuff here. Not a lot of emotion from BK at all during this case. Let's see. There are a couple times he would look up. He looked over at someone. I think that might have been a bailiff. Looks up at Ann Taylor. Whoop, doop, up, down, up, down. Shakes heads up, down. Couple facial expressions, but mostly just the stoic Bryan Kohberger that we've seen at all the other hearings as well. So we scroll through the whole thing. Yes, state capital of Idaho is Boise. Yes, my fourth grade, is it fourth grade? Geography teacher would be so happy with me. Okay, we are going to stop the screen share over here. Sorry, I forgot about that one. And end that stream on top mark. Brian Enton's covering this as close to him. Brian Enton is right in the mix. Brian's amazing. He was amazing on Daybell's case as well. Great reporter. Unfortunately, not earning a ton of money. Let's see who we have. It's Denise, our court watcher, is calling us right now.
Call from Denise.
Denise, I'm so excited.
Hey.
You were.
Can you tell? Can you tell he really wants May?
Yes, he's pushing hard for May. Every time, I think there were 3 different ways that the defense sort of said, we need more time. First, they said there's too much information. They said our defense witness died. And then, hey, we're not going to meet our deadline for discovery. They're trying to give all these reasons to delay. And he did not budge. Yep. Every single time we went right back to, okay, so I'm looking at May. That's, you guys have a job to do. It's time to do it. You got 5 months. That's plenty of time.
And she wants to complain about travel. Hey, you're the one that wanted it moved down here.
Yes, you can't argue both sides of the coin. She wanted to change a venue. This is actually, I think, much better for her. But now that they've got it, she wants to fight the other side and be like, what a hardship this is. Look at us, Judge.
Right.
It's so difficult.
Right.
But that's what defense does. And she's doing a good job. She is a great, great attorney.
She is. She's amazing. And, I expected him to be a whole lot taller than what he is.
Yeah.
He really doesn't seem to be as tall as the cameras make him look. Like, when it was over, when everybody stood up at the end, I don't know how quick they cut the feed.
Almost immediately.
But when everybody stood up, I just kind of stood there and was sizing myself up against him.
What color of shirt were you wearing?
5'6", orange.
Orange. Okay, so yeah, we could definitely see you. It did crop off your hair. Your head. We could see your chin and your hair in your orange shirt. You were, for our view, you were right behind Miss Taylor. So. Yeah.
Well. Oh. Okay. So y'all were kind of catty corner across the.
I see you were taking notes, which is great.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff.
I always take notes. All these other people in there with laptops, and they're typing away. The 2 ladies that were sitting next to me with their laptops,
to your
they
left.
are, to my left. They are from NBC in LA.
Yes, yeah. There's already. I mean, we're months away from trial, and you've got reporters from big national networks there. So this is
did y'all see Brian? Did you see Bryan Enton? He was in there.
The feeds are crop tight, but at least we get a close look. So I will say the audio from the microphones is beautiful. It's ASMR quality. It is so good. I'm so happy about that. The cameras are a little better, but they're fixed. So if they argue from their respective tables, we see from the waist down. Yeah, so it's cropped tight. It makes for a better picture if they're not standing up, but hopefully they will actually move to that podium and we would get, better views that way.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. I love Judge Hippler. He is going, I mean, he's already a night and day difference from Judge.
Yeah.
Like, he's pushing for May, and I don't know if you could see the look on his face, the way he was looking at Ann Taylor going, May's a really long way away.
Let me see if I can drag stuff around here on my computer. I'm not sure if I can do that. Let's see. Anchor point. No, let's go this way. I'm going to slide things over here and then slide this up like this. See the judge here and zoom in just a tiny bit so we can see what we're looking at.
Yeah, because he's amazing.
Let's see if I can see some of his looks. Yeah, he looks like he's not buying what she's selling.
Right.
This is going backwards, but arms folded. This is great. Denise, I'm super excited. This is going to be an amazing trial. We've got a good judge, good audio system. Expert witness died. Oh my goodness, that sounds terrible.
I know. I had no idea.
So, anyway.
I had no idea that one expert witness had died.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
All right. Let's see.
So they are in that closed hearing right now.
Mm-hmm.
The ex parte hearing. So he did tell Santa to stick around because he could probably have an answer.
They might make a ruling today, which I would love to see. That would pretty much be the only thing. They just say, "Hey, come on in. Here's the answer." I'm not even sure if they're going to televise it. I'll keep an eye on the channel and see if something else is going to pop up. But
oh yeah, I do not expect anything else to be live. Everybody's gone.
Yeah, they've deleted the stream already, and there's nothing showing that they're about to go live again. So.
How are you? Good. How are you?
All right, Denise, that's good news. A month earlier, that's great for us. We love that.
No, thank you.
So.
Thank you. You too. All right. Well, have a wonderful day. I am in for my hour-ish drive home.
That's not too bad. I mean, it's not as bad as...
No.
I mean, you're not going to Latah County, are you?
No. Not going to Latah County. And we're actually out. It was a much shorter hearing than I had expected it to be. So I shouldn't have much bad traffic at all.
Sorry, I'm trying to set things up live, and I completely messed it up. Well, good. Drive safely on your way home. Be mindful of the people who are trying to get out of Florida right now, and they're just in a traffic jam. But please stay safe. Denise, thank you very much for being eyes in the court. Thanks for putting the hours of not just driving there and back, but of waiting in line. Understanding that this is a high-interest case, and to get in, you have to be committed and be there quite early. So thank you very much, Denise. Appreciate you for that.
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely. I will see y'all later.
We'll
and
talk
hey,
again soon.
we didn't have to crowdfund for bail money.
Yes, that's always good. All right. Thank you so much, Denise. Have yourself a great day.
Yep.
All right.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.
Wow. That's awesome. I'm optimistic. I didn't hear anything about him making any new rulings about media coverage. So I'd like to think we just stay at the normal level, which is where we're at right now. That's going to be the best, I think, for us and for everyone else. But as long as there's no outside cameras allowed in the courtroom, this is the best we can get. And their audio system is spot on. Oh, my goodness. I would take good audio over good video any day of the week. Let's see. Somebody just sent me a text. Was that important? Oh, it's Sweetwater saying, hey, how's the gear working? We're going to catch up on the rest of the trial today. I went out and bought Swedish fish, says the other Jules. We have, let's see, it's 5. It's going to be close. Let's do this. Let's say yes. But I have to do a portal to keep everything clean. So give me a minute to set everything up. We are going to schedule a stream. It's going to be Madden Day 4. It's a short day. We're still going to be on a high-speed watch. It's going to start here in about, well, if we do 15 minutes, that'll be plenty. We might start early, or 10 minutes. There we go. So yeah, let me get this set up. I was having a bit of an audio issue, and it's the same audio issue we had before with it cutting out. So I'm gonna do some homework and try to find out what's happening there in the brief interlude between streams. But that's my homework. Selena, I just ordered the Swedish fish. I love Swedish fish. I stopped eating them because it said apparently there was 12 servings in the bag, and I didn't know that, and I was halfway through, and now they're gone. I let my kids have a couple, and now the bag is empty. And they're running around the house like crazy. Judge Boyd was forced to recuse herself due to allegations of misconduct. It's on KSAT, if you want to see the video. From what case? That'd be interesting to hear. I may see fish soon. The lake is crazy right now. Josh, stay safe. You guys got wind and rain. It's storm surge. I don't know if you're going to have any storm surge where you're at, but crazy. Suzanne, a.k.a. Blue Noser 2, thinking about everyone in Florida. I'm praying for safety. 17 months, Suzanne. Thank you, and you and us both. Praying for safety for everybody down there. Please be safe. Denise, thank you once again for the super chat, for being there in the courtroom for us. You did a wonderful job. Sloth Life in the middle of that. Gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. Thank you for your generosity, Sloth Life. That is great. Oh my goodness. I'm getting some funny texts. And Brian Enton is tweeting out like crazy what just happened in the courtroom. All right, we still have a podcast tonight as well. That's going to be at 8 p.m. So let's see. I was building something. I got distracted. Fire Girl first in chat for the new stream. Give me a second to get this portal built, and we will portal over and watch day 4 of the Madden trial. Let's see. Subscribers. Redirect to Madden. Save. I'm getting good at this. I'm figuring out this whole YouTube thing. It might be something I stick with. Whoa. Why did my screen just go to like black? You guys can't see this, but someone just took over my screen. It's my kids, and now I can see nothing. My screen is black. They're watching they're casting some movie to my TV that I'm using right now. All right, tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe till we go live again in just a few moments with day 4. It's a short one. We're going to get all caught up with the trial in the Ohio versus Madden trial. Then we'll be on time and live for tomorrow. It's going to be great. Buckle up, grab your Swedish fish. We'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm doing this blind because I can't see what's happening. Just happens. Input. Somehow I'm smart casting. Oh, there we go. We're back. Didn't mess anything up. All right, hang on. We'll see you. We'll be live here in about 8 minutes. Bye-bye. Portal incoming.